How many people could there be? Not just how many have lived, that's been estimated, but how many different people? How many different arrangements of biology, experience, memory, and chance could produce a human being? And more unsettlingly, is there someone out there, somewhere in the universe, who is you? Start with the basics. Humans share about 99.9% of their DNA with each other. That last 0.1% is what makes you, you. 0.1% sounds like nothing, but the human genome has over 3 billion base pairs, so that 0.1% represents around 3 million individual differences between any two people. Those differences live in spots called single nucleotide polymorphisms, SNPs. Little forks in the genetic road where your DNA went one way and everyone else's went another. Now, if you assume even a conservative 1 million independently variable sites, each one like a coin flip, you get 2 to the power of 1 million possible combinations. That number has over 300,000 digits. The atoms in the observable universe, that number has 80 digits. The space of possible humans doesn't just dwarf the universe, it makes the universe look like a rounding error. Of course, most of those combinations would never survive. Many theoretical genomes would be lethal, incompatible with development. The body has rules, and most random arrangements break them, so throw out 99.99999% as unviable. You're still left with something absurd. Conservative estimates put the number of viable unique genetic combinations that just two parents could produce together at around 70 trillion. From one couple. You and everyone you've ever met are a vanishingly small sample of what's biologically possible. So how unique are you really? Your odds of having an exact genetic duplicate outside of identical twins are effectively zero, not small. Zero for any practical purpose. But loosen the rules slightly. Allow a few SNPs to differ. Let facial structure, voice, height, and temperament overlap. Suddenly, there might be someone out there who feels eerily like you, looks like you in a certain light, laughs the same way, has the same weird habit of reading the last page of a book first. Not you, but close enough to make you uncomfortable. You've probably seen this. Someone posts a photo online and the comments explode. This is literally you from 1987. Or, why does this medieval painting look exactly like my coworker? Lookalikes aren't glitches. They're just the math reasserting itself. When you run enough combinations, faces rhyme. But what about further away than the next suburb? Some physicists have asked whether a true duplicate, an exact one, could exist somewhere in the universe. Cosmologist Max Tegmark worked this out. If the universe is truly infinite, and the laws of physics hold consistently throughout, then matter will eventually repeat its configurations. His estimate: an exact copy of you exists roughly 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 29 meters away. To write that number out, you'd need more zeros than there are atoms in the observable universe. It's so far away that light hasn't had time to travel there since the Big Bang. But if space never ends, then out there, somewhere, there's a planet like Earth, a country like yours, a room like the one you're in now, and someone sitting in it, watching this video. Hi, here on Earth, we pretend uniqueness is guaranteed by the details. Fingerprints, iris patterns, facial geometry, DNA profiles. But none of these are infinite. They're just complex enough that exact matches are extraordinarily rare. The odds of two people sharing a fingerprint? Around 1 in 64 billion. Unlikely in a population of 8 billion, but not impossible in a universe with 10 to the 24th power stars. Facial recognition systems work by measuring ratios, distances between eyes, width of jaw, angle of cheekbone. A lot of those ratios are inherited. That's why celebrity lookalikes exist, and why some of them are uncanny enough to make your brain short circuit. Your face isn't as singular as it feels. Now here's where it gets stranger. Even if you found your genetic twin, someone with identical DNA, they still wouldn't be you. Identical twins prove this every day. Same genome, same womb, same childhood home. Completely different people. Because you aren't just your genes. You're your gut microbiome, the ecosystem of bacteria living inside you, which varies so dramatically between people that some researchers call it a second genome. It shapes your mood, your immune system, your risk of disease, your memories, the specific texture of experiences you've accumulated, the ones that stuck, the ones that faded, the ones you've misremembered into something better or worse than they were. You're the precise sequence of moments that led you here. Change one of them, any of them, and a different person shows up. There's a concept in physics called quantum branching. Every time a quantum event can go one of several ways, some interpretations of physics say all of them happen, in separate branches of reality. Most physicists are cautious about taking this literally, but the math doesn't care about caution. If every quantum event spawns alternate outcomes, then the number of versions of you that could exist is effectively infinite. Versions where you took a different job, said a different thing, stayed or left, and in each of those branches, that version feels just as singular as you do now. So let's return to the question, how many people could there be? Genetically, trillions of viable combinations from just one couple. Scale that across all of human history, and the number of people who could have existed but didn't is incomprehensibly larger than the number who did. Cosmologically, if the universe is infinite, then every configuration repeats, including you. And personally, factoring in memory, experience, biology, every quantum fork in the road, the precise version of you, right now, is almost certainly unique in the entire observable universe. One of one. But here's the thing nobody mentions. That version of you is already disappearing. Not dramatically, not all at once, but the you from 10 years ago is gone. Different opinions, different memories, different face. The you from last year is mostly gone too. The you from this morning made decisions today that shifted something. Slightly, permanently. You are not a fixed thing that persists through time. You're a sequence of versions, each one close enough to the last that the transition feels seamless. Which means the version of you sitting here, right now, reading this sentence, this one, has never existed before. And it won't exist again. Not because you'll die, but because tomorrow you'll be someone slightly different, carrying this moment as a memory, and memories are never perfect copies. The universe might contain infinite versions of someone like you, but this version, the one formed by every specific thing that has ever happened to you, in exactly the order it happened, landing you in exactly this moment, that's a one-time event. The math says you're cosmically inevitable, but you're also unrepeatable, and somehow, both of those things are true at the same time. Thanks for watching.